Hello, bros and screamers. How are you doing? How has your day been? How has your night been? Wherever you might be in the world. I hope you're having a wonderful time and that you're happy and healthy. Has anyone watched the new Kung Fu Panda 4 movie yet?
I did.
And once it ended, I also ended up having lots of mixed feelings. But mostly, I felt a great amount of disappointment. And I'll tell you why. The movie was very promising at the beginning, seeing Tai Lung once again after 3 movies of him supposedly being ceased, dead, not being there anymore. Seeing him enter this cave seeking resources to build up his power once again and his brand new empire, ready to challenge the Dragon Warrior yet again, to win the title of being the chosen one, to be the real Dragon Warrior, fighting these oxen. It was a phenomenal sight seeing him. It was like seeing your junior school crush, who you've been having a crush on for a very long time, and now both you and her have gotten older, and now you get to see just how much she's grown. Like, you haven't seen her for 8 years, and now she's got beautiful, gorgeous, long hair. Her style of clothing is excellent. It's perfect for your taste. This She just leaves you absolutely stunned and just stands there, and your mouth literally falls on the floor when you see her. That's the feeling that I got when I first saw Tai Lung in this movie. A phenomenal feeling. Literally, butterflies started working in my stomach right away. But then, as I kept watching the movie, I couldn't believe what I saw. Tai Lung is there, but he's there only on the very beginning and on the very end of the movie. Just like the Furious Five. They are nowhere to be seen throughout the entirety of the movie. They literally come at the very end. Nothing. There's literally nothing to see. They vanished like Casper the Ghost. And this new character, this fox, this Zhen, oh my god, adding her into the series, into the franchise, was, in my opinion, the worst move that DreamWorks could have made. I absolutely take off my hat to the actors who did a phenomenal job. You know what they say, never hate on the actors. If you don't like something in the movie, hate on those who wrote the script. Don't hate on the actors. And truly, the actors were phenomenal. How Jack Black voiced Poe, how Shifu was voiced, how Tai Lung was voiced, how this chameleon great villain was voiced. Mr. Ping, of course, and Poe's biological father. That was all great. Hats off to them. They did a fantastic job. But when it comes to the script and what they were ordered to do, I feel absolutely disappointed. Many people have pointed out how the Kung Fu Panda trilogy is a masterpiece, a perfection of movies that has rarely been seen in cinematography. To see such alignment of storytelling, character development, introduction of new villains. Rarely any franchise was able to be so successful as Kung Fu Panda was for these 3 movies, and especially the deep messages and deep meanings that every single movie carries with them. The first movie representing the present, the second movie representing the past, the third movie representing the future, paying phenomenal homage to Master Oogway's words in the first movie, who said,
Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present.
the people who made these three movies in DreamWorks allowed us fans to hold great expectations for the new upcoming movie. I remember last year ago when I was informed in March 2023, that Kung Fu Panda 4 is going to be coming out in March 2024. I fell unconscious and they had to carry me to the hospital, just like CJ from San Andreas GTA. And then they were able to bring me back to life. And I was like, what? Kung Fu Panda 4 is coming? No way! Heck yeah! That's how I was like. Kung Fu Panda 4 did not hold up to expectations for me. The DreamWorks studio had 8 years to make a gem, and I've seen statements made by the directors themselves how they wanted to take their time because they wanted to make this into a gem, their words. And unfortunately, this wasn't really a gem. It was just an ordinary movie, one that could have been much, much greater. Poe's time as the Dragon Warrior has come to an end, and now he needs to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. I like that. That's a good conception. Now he's going on to his journey to become someone even more powerful and significant, not just physically, but also mentally. And him trying to think of these smart sayings over the movie and saying some pretty ridiculous things. Those are very funny things. And also the best part of the movie that I liked was inner peace, dinner please. Now that was awesome. That was a great joke. And also, I'm gonna kick my butt. I loved those parts of the movie. But as I said, it really left me feeling disappointed because I expected a lot more of this movie. And this completely unwelcome, brand new character, this Zhen the Fox, who's a bandit, who didn't have anything at all, born an orphan, just like Po, although Po obviously has been able to find his father. And her living according to the rules of the streets, and this chameleon lady finding her. And her eventually, the thing that I hated the most in the movie, her betraying Po and giving the Staff of Wisdom that Oogway gave to Po over to the chameleon lady. That was horrible to see. Like, it just doesn't seem like this is a character worthy enough to betray Po. It's just one little small fox who is without any significance and importance, who's lived in the shadow of this chameleon lady her entire life. And now she goes on this mission to trick Po so that she can, the chameleon lady could get the staff of wisdom, so that she can open a portal to take Kung Fu from all the Kung Fu masters in the past, which Po was able to defeat in the movies and in the series. I think it's called Legends of Awesomeness, and I'm not mistaken. Like, seriously, I stand with Master Shifu here, who gave such amazing candidates who were so talented in their Kung Fu skills, being able to show off what they can do. That's much more impressive than the whole sneaky going around stuff that the fox, Zhen the Fox, does. I would have expected someone more significant in of a different and more powerful physical body to betray Po, some henchman of this chameleon. I mean, Jen is a henchman already, but I mean someone with a more menacing physical shape. I'm genuinely in disbelief that she was chosen as the brand new Dragon Warrior by Po. I see how the writers wanted to find some new character who was gonna be annoying to Po, just as Po was annoying to Shifu when he was on his way to become the Dragon Warrior chosen by Master Oogway. But the character that was picked to form this important bond with Po is not adequate for the continuation of the franchise. The whole franchise with this movie seems broken, discontinued. And also there's one thing that I've noticed. This is the first main villain in the franchise, who doesn't have some Chinese name. Now, why is that? Is that a certain lack of effort or research on behalf of the producers? Or did they just want to try out something new, to have a nameless villain and just slap on a name of them being this chameleon, and then that's it? Every single previous villain was filled with Chinese symbolism. Tai Lung, obviously being Tai Lung the snow leopard. Shen being the peacock. Kai being the mighty ox. Why couldn't they have thought of some cool name? Like, I can think of a Chinese name. I got Chinese friends. We could have called that chameleon Ying. Why not? Ying is a pretty cool name, and you can take it like from yin and yang. And since the writers said how the chameleon and Po are supposed to mirror each other in the sense that they both came from nothing, they both had absolute zero knowledge and experience regarding Kung Fu, and then they both rose to the top, Po being the greatest hero and the chameleon being the greatest villain. So if this is going to be the greatest villain of the franchise, then why doesn't this almighty, all-fascinating greatest villain have a name? Have a unique, symbolic Chinese name? Ying would have been perfect. Because imagine yin and yang. Perfect representation of good and evil. Yin being the good half of the circle. The white half, which has a little black dot in the center of it, representing that little bit of evil that every good has. And then yang being the black half, which has a little bit of good in it, showing how they are predominantly evil, but have a little bit of good in them. So that could be switched around a little bit, and there we go. The chameleon could be easily called Ying. Now, I've also noticed many references to the first movie, which was wonderful. It was a huge nostalgia trip for myself, and I believe it will be for many fans once everyone gets to see them on the big screen in 8th of March, because that's when it's going to be shown throughout the country in the US. I loved the whole chopping scenes with the Mr. Pink chopping that little vegetable and putting the knife at the little wooden plank that he was cutting the vegetable with. And then obviously the final end in the movie where Tai Lung himself pays respect to Po as this top authority in Kung Fu. And all other villains next to Tai Lung also pay their respects and show their respect to Po, and then eventually go back into the spirit realm. All of those little nostalgia trips, I loved those things. That was a jackpot. I loved that. And the scene how this brand new Dragon Warrior was then trained by the Furious Five, and how it was failing to achieve good results, just like Po in the first movie. that all makes sense with Mike Mitchell's statement how he wanted to make this movie a love letter to Kung Fu Panda 1. And point has been proven, absolutely. As one of the biggest fans of Kung Fu Panda in the world, if not the biggest one, Kung Fu Panda is my favorite movie. All of them. That's something that I've totally been able to notice. But again, the biggest flaw in the entire movie is the selection of the new character to be the Dragon Warrior. This nobody, this insignificant fox who just comes out of nowhere and all of a sudden becomes the brand new Dragon Warrior. I get that, okay, it's supposed to be a reference to Po becoming the same Dragon Warrior that no one expected because he flew up that firework chair into the temple and was chosen by Oogway. I get that. But still, the character that was chosen is such a miss. I think it's such a failure to choose a fox. I mean, heck, I would have been able to more easily digest if it was some random rabbit making noodles or tofu in the Valley of Peace. It would have been easier for me to digest. Or someone from the city that Shen the Peacock used to rule. Or one of Kai's former henchmen. Or heck, what I think could have been the coolest thing ever since we saw Tai Lung on the poster. We saw him, he was mentioned in the trailer. What I was honestly expecting is that he was gonna be the second Dragon Warrior next to Po, that he was gonna be his equal. There's so many ideas and so many missed opportunities. It's a real shame how this movie turned out, and I don't want to recognize this as the official continuation of the series. I refuse. This is, in my opinion, this is not worthy of the continuation of the trilogy. I wish that the people in DreamWorks could go ahead and remake the movie, maybe not the entirety of the movie, but choose a completely different character who Po is gonna train and be a master to, and not have this fox. Taking into consideration the whole message of the movie being that you need to accept change, that not all change in life is bad, that some change can be good and helpful for our development. That's the main motive of the movie, that's obvious. Change. So the first one is present, I'm talking about the movies. Second one is the past, third one is the future, and this fourth one is supposed to be change. Okay, but this is not the change that I like. There was a lot of action and a lot of things were happening in the movie. Too many things perhaps, and this didn't give enough time for this new Zhen character to be properly introduced in the series. Also, where the hell are the Furious Five? Master Crane is all of a sudden a king of little baby crocodiles. Master Tigress is on some mission and she's taking the mission so long that she cannot come in the movie at all. Seriously, not even a little bit, she just comes back at the very end. Master Mantis trying to escape his girlfriend, and Master Viper and Master Monkey being away in Alice the Wonderland and doing whatever they were doing. That's so ridiculous. It's like DreamWorks was trying to find an excuse not to include these characters. They're an integral part of the series, come on. They've been there the entirety of the 3 movies. The series that was made, the television show, always had the Furious Five. They're the backbone of Po. They're the main people who Po can rely on. Master Monkey is Po's best friend. Where is he? He would have been such great support in this troubling time for Po to find a new apprentice. And he's gone, doing God knows what. I reckon if I was given a chance, and if I had all the free time in the world, I could write a better script for this movie. If only someone gives me a chance. I have so many ideas what I would do. And also, I just remembered, where's the whole panda school? That just got completely erased from the universe. Where's all the little baby pandas? Where's Po being this master of the panda village, reminding them how to use their chi, how to use their kung fu to help Po not become a statue made of jade, as he was about to become in the third movie when he was fighting against Kai. What about all those things? There's so many things. But I should be more specific. Okay, I will now make a list of all the things that I think are flawed about this movie. My very own personal assessment. So, number 1, selection of a fox as the new apprentice of Po. Number 2, absolute absence of the Furious Five. Number 3, things are happening too fast and there is not enough time to introduce the characters, this fox and the chameleon antagonist. Number 4, the humor. Okay, there are lots of funny scenes that I liked, but the humor feels like it's been dumbed down for children. Like when you watch the first 3 movies, you can relate to it not just as a child, but as a teenager and adolescent, and heck, even as an adult. Go on the internet, you're gonna find teachers who teach English who say how Kung Fu Panda literally helped them to show the students how to analyze a certain piece of work. How do you analyze a book? Characters in a book, actions that happen in a book, what type of genre is that book, why that character did this, why that other character did that. Go on the internet, you're gonna be able to find this. I found it, you can find it too. So the humor has been totally dumbed down. I didn't like the scene where he visits the criminal underworld of that huge city where the chameleon is in, and those monkeys or rabbits, I don't remember who they were, enter Poe's backside and his crotch. Like, my God, was that really necessary? I can see that being funny to kids, but that's totally not funny to me. That's gonna bring me nightmares at night, literally. And also what I like is what I don't like, absolutely dislike. This can be number 5. The disrespectful nature of Zhen. Treating Po as this one little innocent, naive person who lacks intelligence, who lacks a sufficient understanding of how the world functions. Her perceiving him in this way. I understand it's because of her own rigorous past. But to underestimate a dragon warrior like this, that's a very low blow to Po as a character. Number 6, lack of wise things to say in the movie. There's not enough wise messages you can take out of the movie, which you could have taken out in the previous ones. Like the most memorable sentence in the first movie. By far, there is no secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is you. You don't need to be someone else to be liked by others. You don't need to change. You need to be yourself. That's the coolest thing ever. And how they've been able to use it in a metaphorical way through making a noodle soup. That is absolutely brilliant. It's the most memorable thing ever. Number 7, lack of a proper Chinese name for this brand new main antagonist, the chameleon. It shows a break from the past. It's like the past is over now. There's something new that's being created. The continuation has been broken. Apparently, the writers who wrote the scripts of Kung Fu Panda 2 and 3 haven't written Kung Fu Panda 4. I believe Mike Mitchell did not participate in the writing of either one of the previous movies, which is unfortunate. As I'm speaking, I'm remembering the disrespectful behavior that Jen had towards Po was extremely annoying to me. For example, the scene where Po has a vision that the chameleon is gonna take over all of China, all the way until the Valley of Peace, and how she makes fun of him, how, haha, you think that's a vision? That's a dream, you silly. You can't have visions while you sleep. And at the final end of the movie, literally stealing Poe's Staff of Wisdom, given to him by Oogway personally. Seriously, is this how you're gonna treat the main character in this way? Have some random ass nobody go ahead and all of a sudden have such great skill in Kung Fu to be able to steal the staff so easily, be this sneaky character. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. This is unacceptable for me. As you all can see, I'm already getting angry at the thought of this when I remind myself what happened. I remember being there with my friend, sitting there. He was thrilled with the movie. He loved it. He said, "Wow, what a great movie. I've enjoyed this so much." I'm just thinking to myself, wow, I wish I could share the excitement that you have right now and the happiness. I seriously wish I could. But I just sat there like a stone, listening to that very catchy outro music of Jack Black singing Britney Spears' song one more time. I was just sitting there in disbelief. Like I said, if someone ever gave me a chance, I feel like I could write a better script for the movie. I know I got the creative brains for it. Everyone in my circle tells me that I'm a very creative person, and I have been able to prove that with my work. Although not really available here on this platform, but people who have been able and who personally know me know my capabilities, and I would seriously love to try that someday. I wish I could show all of you guys what my creation would be, what my alternative story for Kung Fu Panda 4 would be. It would be such a pleasure to create a competitive timeline, one that could be equal to DreamWorks' work. Those were some of my thoughts on the movies, guys. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Please, when you watch the movie, tell me in the comments, what do you think of the movie? Were you satisfied with it? Were you positively surprised? Were you negatively surprised or even shocked, just like I was? Did you feel disappointed like me? Please, once you watch the movie, come back to this video and share your thoughts with me. I would love to hear what all of you think and see, will people agree with me, disagree with me, what will others think? And until then, thank you all so much for staying until the end with me and for being here and listening through everything. I am very thankful, and you've made me feel very, very happy. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later.